Nobody hates anime more than leftist activist anime fans. Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol, and yes, if you hadn't heard, there's a new reboot coming out. A reboot of a classic comedy anime called Ranma One Half. And if you're familiar with Ranma One Half, you know what the story is about. The story is pretty straightforward and simple. It's funny. It's about a dude who, when he gets wet, turns into a chick, and then when he gets wet again, turns back into a dude. His family's cursed. It's a harem, comedy, martial arts, sort of like it encapsulates a lot of genres, and is written by the same gal who wrote Urusei Yatsura, Inuyasha, just classic after classic, banger after banger. And now that the reboot's coming out and leftist, specifically tranny ideology has just taken root in the West, they are of course using it for their own propaganda purposes. Western activists excited over the idea that Netflix's Ranma One Half reboot will crack the egg for a new generation of transgender people. All of us knew this was coming. Literally anybody that knew about this anime or knew about this manga and can take just a gander at modern day knew this is what would come about with the reveal of this. So yeah, we're gonna go through this article before we do hit that subscribe button. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. And also, Matt, shout out to this article's author, Nerdigans Inc., a girl. She recently made her debut on the Countercast with Smash JT just a couple weeks ago. Pretty great. So let's go ahead and give her some props and support her article. To the surprise of no one, Netflix's new adaptation of the classic gender-swapping comedy series Ranma One Half has revealed the insane depths of the Western transgender activist movement's more die-hard acolytes. As less than 24 hours after it hit the streaming platform, said individuals were quick to express their hopes that the anime would lead to more people realize they themselves are transgender.
Stop it. Get some help.
You know why this is dumb, right? The character isn't transgender. He never was, never has been. Again, his family is cursed. He is cursed. And he doesn't like it when the water gets thrown on him and he turns into a chick. He immediately wants to change, but shenanigans ensue because of his unwillingness to be a female. That is where the comedy comes from. It is also a harem anime because he is a dude who has a female love interest. He likes women. How these trannies, there's gotta be something in the estrogen or whatever, because how these trannies can be so media illiterate as to think that this is pro dudes cutting their cocks off and becoming women is beyond me. But again, these folks only see what they want to see. They probably aren't looking past the pretty colors and the swift and fluid animations. Adapted from Rumiko Takahashi's iconic manga of the same name, Ranma One Half centers around the 16-year-old Ranma Sadame, Kabe Yamaguchi, Kaito Kid, Detective Conan, a fledgling anything-goes type of martial artist. As part of his training, his father Genma, also played by Japanese actors, takes him to China, where they proceed to test their skills on the cursed Juzinkyo training ground, as terrain full of cursed springs that will transform a person into whatever creature first fell into it and drowned. Well, now you guys see where this is going. During their sparring match, Genma falls into the Shonamuchian. Again, names are hard. The Shonamanuchuan, the cursed spring of the drowned panda, and Ranma into the Nyanichuan, the spring of the drowned girl. As a result, now Ranma and Genma are doused in cold water. They respectively transform into a cute girl and a giant panda, with hot water returning them to their original forms. Throughout the series, Ranma usually avoids turning into a girl as much as necessary, only really showing a willingness to use female side for comedic antics or to go undercover in service of a goal. Further, Ranma not only expresses numerous times throughout the series just how much he detests this curse, but also spends its page content runtime, depending on which you're engaging with, seeking to reverse it. I probably should have covered that in the intro, but I figured it was obvious. Yes, when someone is cursed in the beginning of a story, usually their main goal is to undo the curse. And frankly, if anything, that could be a great metaphor for detransitioning. If there's anyone that's part of the LGBTQIA, elemental PQRXTYUZ mafia that should be championing this show, it's the detransitioners that are constantly being silenced on various forms of social media. Yet despite the hero's clear disdain for his curse, a large number of Western fans, many of whom themselves attribute their own transgender awakening to the series, have taken to pushing the narrative that due to his depiction of Ranma as sliding between both male and female forms, Takahashi always intended for Ranma One Half to be a trans allegory. I loathe And I mean, I loathe individuals that go this route with anything, mind you. It doesn't just have to be about some tranny nonsense. Anytime you look back, you misappropriate the meaning or message of a story to something else, it is always just, it's so cringy because we know we can see through it. Kind of like when the Coen brothers or sisters or brother and sister, I don't even know what they are now, like reattributed The Matrix to being about transgenderism when even they themselves in an interview was like, well, we didn't know we were trans at the time, so there was probably a little bit of that put in there subconsciously, and all the trannies just ran with it, like, see, we told you Matrix was a trans allegory, when that's not the case, never was the case. Even they say, even the Coen folks say that if they did it, it was subconscious, unintentional. Like, they've tried to backpedal and say that it was, but while also still making sure they don't look like complete and utter morons, which I guess is better. As such, when Mappa's anime remake hit Netflix on October 5th, transgender activists showed out in full force to share their excitement of the idea the series would crack the egg for a new generation of transgender people. I'll be real, I didn't even realize the remake was out yet. I watched the original way back in the day, like just, frankly, I prefer that old school, gorgeous 80s animation. I thought the remake was coming out, like, very soon, so maybe I'll check it out. I'm not sure. It looks like it still retains the 80s character design, but I don't know, dude. I don't really like the way a lot of modern anime is animated. Like, it's just not my bag. It's too clean and smooth and fluid. I want my anime to have, like, plenty of mistakes showing that, like, it went through. There were people in what were effectively sweatshops animating this to get it out the day before it was due. For those unaware of just what the phrase crack the egg is referring to, eggs are what transgender activists call individuals, usually those who don't fit their gender stereotypes, such as tomboys or feminine men. Because remember, tomboys and feminine men just can't exist anymore. The trannies took that from us. The trannies took tomboys from us. You ever wonder why every single Persona character that is a female but with tomboyish traits is now being claimed to be a tranny on X? It's because of these freaks. Yeah, you know, like cult classic gays gotta constantly be under attack just for being a chick into dude shit. Tomboys are a thing. Tomboys are hot. Tomboys, we love you. Don't ever lose to these freaks. Who believe they are either unaware or in denial of their trans status, and cracking the egg is essentially shorthand for making someone realize they are transgender. You know, it's also a shorthand for brainwashing and, in many instances, fucking grooming. In light of this framing, some activists believe it's their duty to crack the eggs, again, if it's their duty to do it. Grooming is what I would call that, usually by way of exposing an individual to transgender-related media or just vehemently insisting that they are until they eventually agree. You know, wear them down. Hey, 50 no's and a yes is still a yes. You know, that's that same mentality. How are these people not the abusers again? Like what the fuck is going on in the Western world? And with that, the deafening sound of thousands of eggs cracking simultaneously can be heard throughout the world. And they're referring to when, you know, the Ranma show, the first appearance of Ranma as a female. Again, if that cracks eggs for you, you are retarded. Oh, okay, to be fair, if you were trans to begin with, you're retarded. It is a literal mental illness. It's going to crack more eggs than, well, probably this show being piratable in the 2000s. And people in the 2000s didn't have these sort of mental proclivities because people in the 2000s actually had a sense of self and happiness. Thanks for ruining that, Obama, I guess. I don't know. Welcome to the Cracked Egg Society. Why, it's all about cracking eggs. Jesus Christ. Like, you guys are humans. You're mammals. You don't even come from eggs. Netflix about to be making omelets. Frankly, I would love to fry up these trannies and serve them as a dish to their unwitting friends, or I don't know. Do trannies even have friends, or they just have allies? I, for one, would like to welcome the new cracked eggs into the trans family. It just goes on and on with these people. Ranting_trans was so confident in their belief that the return of Ranma 1/2 would result in the creation of more transgender people that they declared calling an emergency council of the trans agenda. We're about to get an influx of cracked eggs. We do not have the infrastructure to handle that right now. Look, we didn't have the infrastructure to handle, like, a handful of you. Like, do you realize we're in such a deficit when it comes to helping the mentally ill? Like it's something that we just aren't getting funding for, and we couldn't handle it before as it was. Now, when everyone's personality in its own right is a mental health disorder, dude, we ain't ready. All y'all, do me a favor, if this anime means so much to you, if it's so inspiring, pack your shit up, do what Rama did, and go to China. See how well they handle your transgenderism. That would be my advice to you. Look, I think you guys get the point. trannies are loving the fact that this anime that has nothing to do with the trans agenda is somehow playing into the trans agenda. It drives me crazy. Hopefully it drives you crazy too, that these people exist. Like, I literally mean that. The fact that these type of folks exist is so blatantly annoying, because if you want to grow up and be over the age of 18 and then cut your cock off, go for it. You're allowed to do so. But your persistence in this weird-ass fantasy being publicly available to the whole internet just caused me to read through like 6 or 7 different tweets with the term egg cracking, and as someone whose favorite hobby is cooking, that's what I'm thinking about. I want, oh man, what's your recipe? How long do you keep the scrambled eggs on the burner or off the burner? No, now all I can think of is I want to burn you at the stake. Also, steak sounds so fucking good right now. So these are my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on X where you can find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. Not always about the trans agenda and anime, but also video games, movies, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsofparadise_Leon and become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord, choose the articles I go over on a day-to-day basis, choose the videos I react to on my Friday night live streams, and of course, get involved with over 130 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to grow even further, because we do care about diversity. But only one kind of diversity of thought. If that's interesting to you, join the Discord, hit subscribe, and until next time, it is all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.